And speaking of number ones, we got a little topic here for you guys. Our top five wide receivers in the NFL as of right now. Elias, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go 1 through 5 each, or do you want to start from the bottom? We'll name our I'll go five, you name your five, and we'll work our way up from there.
All right. So we actually had prior to this, we included one honorable mention. So we'll start from the honorable mention. We'll go one for one, go band for band on this one. We'll go bottom to top. So honorable mention number one, the only honorable mention, because if we do any more, we might as well do 10. I have Jackson Smith and Jigba. In this year, I had him coming in at probably wide receiver 12, 13. He emerges damn near a top five receiver at this point. It just the people that I have in this list, they've put it together for a year or two more. One of them, not as long as him or about the same amount of time as him, but I have him up there for a good reason. But Jackson Smith and Jigma is my honorable mention. He's put together a stellar season. He's actually number one in fantasy football right now, getting overfed, catching everything, getting the touchdowns. But, he's making it happen. He's an insane receiver. Going into the next season, if he continues this trajectory, he'll for sure move into my top five easily.
My honorable mention is to be CD Lamb. I think he is really good. I've never had him in my top five. I do think he is a slot merchant. He's most successful in the slot for sure. It's not saying that he's a bad receiver or anything by any means. I just think that his game could be a lot better than what it is. I want to see more out of him in the short game where he could break plays open and really get out into the field and use his speed to his advantage. But his thing is mainly winning on double moves and go routes, and like I said, being more of a slot merchant. He's lined up against a safety or a linebacker majority of the time, so he's really able to abuse those guys and take advantage of it. I'm not getting mad at the scheme for scheming that up. All props to that, but I don't think he's as good as a one as some of the other guys on this list. But I do have him as my honorable mention.
Okay. Number five, I have Puka Nakua. Regardless if, make all the jokes you want about Matthew Stafford force feeding the ball to his favorite receiver, being Cooper Kupp in the past, being Megatron before that. Puka's legit. I've watched this dude run routes. I've watched all 22 on him. He's cooking your best DB on your team, play in and play out. Matthew Stafford forces him the ball because he creates at least a foot or a yard of separation and comes down with the catch. The only reason why I don't have him higher is because some of the guys on my list here have done it a little bit longer. But Puka's legit and one of the better route runners, especially when they put him in the slot, when they put him on the outside. It doesn't matter where, he gets it done. So yeah, I got Puka at 5.
My number 5, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just think he is one of the best route runners in the NFL. He's so smooth and quick out of his breaks, and you can line him up in the slot, you can line him up outside, and he's really good in the pass game and in the short game as well. I just think he's one of the more complete receivers in the NFL for sure. The only reason I don't have him higher is because I do think the guys above him are slightly better than him, but I do have Amon-Ra at 5.
And that leads to my number 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Pound for pound, being 5'9", I believe, 5'10".
I think so.
He probably is the best receiver in the league because the other guys that I have on my list are taller, way more. So pound for pound, he's probably the best receiver because of his stature. But yeah, like you said it, I don't have to elaborate any further. One of the best route runners in the league. He just gets open in that middle section of the field consistently, makes the sideline catches, makes the touchdowns. He's actually probably on the highest trajectory for touchdown rate in the league at this point. So Amon-Ra at 4 feels safe for me. Again, the guys before this or ahead of this either have done a little bit longer or they've proven a little bit more.
So my number 4 is Puka Nacua. It's a real coin flip between him and Amon-Ra St. Brown. The only reason I have Puka a little higher is the stature. In all honesty, he's a little bit bigger, and he does kind of make the same plays as Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're kind of using the same way. I would have Puka higher, but he is, like I said, he is force fed a lot. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago that him and JSN have the same numbers, and he has 18 more receptions than JSN. So props to Puka. He has really emerged as number one. Matthew Stafford being there, kind of being a force fed merchant as well. but you can't deny that his size and stature, then his route running ability is really solid. He's really developed a lot over the last few years. I do think he learned a lot from playing with Cooper Cup because he kind of plays like a bigger version of what Cooper Cup was when in his prime, and it really shows that he was attention to detail and really learned a lot from being in that situation. So I think him being the number 2 receiver for a year, his first 2 years in the league, I think really developed him into what he is now.
So I'm gonna switch it up right now because we did not discuss our list before this video, but I am curious because I have an inkling what your number 3 might be. So I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
My number 3 is Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yep, I knew it.
I've been very high on him since he came into the league. I thought he was the best wide receiver coming out of Ohio State. That was the Marvin Harrison Jr. being there, Emeka Ibuka, Garrett Wilson being there. I thought Jason was the best one pound for pound out of all of them for all of them. Even when he came in as a rookie, he was the 3rd receiver on the team behind Lockett and DK Metcalf. He was still technically the number 2 last year, even though he was the best receiver on the team last year with DK being there. JSN is one of the best route runners in the game. He routed up Derek Stingley, who's a top 3 cornerback in the league last night. He is athletic. He is fast. And anywhere that if Sam Darnold puts the ball in his vicinity, he's going to catch it. He's going to make a play. I do think he has been third best receiver in the league this year from a route running perspective. No matter who's guarding him, he's giving him hell. He abused Derek Stingley last night, who was a top 3 cornerback in the league. Absolutely abused him. His route running capabilities. He's a freakishly athletic. He's fast. He has great hands. Sam Darnold has shown. He says, there's times where I've seen Sam Darnold throw the ball and he's like, fuck it, JSN's down there somewhere, and JSN will come up with the ball. I do think he was a little held back these last years of DK being there. I know DK Metcalf is having a good year this year with Aaron Rodgers throwing in the ball. But I do think DK Metcalf is very good at go routes, and that's about it. I think Jason was the best overall receiver coming out of Ohio State. I had him over Garrett Wilson. I had him over Marvin Harrison Jr. I had him over Emeka Ibuka, and he's really shown out this year and shown up. And he's proven that he is a top 5 receiver in the league. I have him at number 3. I know some people are say recency bias, but I've been very high on Jason since he's come into the league.
Yeah, my number 3 is going to be CeeDee Lamb. This dude is just a baller, gets it done. Like he gets it done no matter what. And regardless of what people want to say about Dak Prescott, if he's a good quarterback, if he's a bad quarterback, whatever have you. This dude has emerged, and he had over a 1,200-yard season last year with Cooper Rush. And you see how horrible he looks on the Ravens offense. So CeeDee Lamb just gets it done no matter what. And I'm actually just going to skim over him because you already had him on your list. And I'm going to just go straight into my 1A, 1B. The reason why I don't separate these two is they're the best receiver in their own ways. So 1A, 1B, I have Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson probably has the best hands and best route running in the league. Jamar Chase has the best open field ability. He's one of the only guys that every time you throw him a screen, I'm fearing for my life that it's going to be a 70-yard touchdown. So in their own ways, and not to say that Jamar Chase doesn't have great hands, but I think Justin Jefferson just has the best hands in the league. I think he has, if not the best, second, third best route running in the league. So in their own ways, they're 1A, 1B for me. I mean, pick one. It doesn't matter to me. I think that they have better quarterback play this year in Cincinnati, even with Joe Flacco. Not so much with Jake Browning. He's dog shit. Go flip my burgers for me. But in Minnesota, unfortunately, they haven't had a consistent quarterback since Kirk Cousins. And even then, never got it done in the brightest of lights. But that's my 1A, 1B right there.
I'm with you. I sadly have Jamar over Jettas. I think Jettas is the best route runner for sure. But I think Jamar is the most complete receiver in the league from a terms of he is a solid route runner, has phenomenal hands, top 3 hands in the league. And his ability to run after catch is probably the best in the NFL at that position. Like you said, in the screen game, you get in the ball, there's a fear of him taking you to the crib every single time. And we saw last week against the Steelers, he abused everyone that covered him. Jalen Ramsey got the work. Darius Slay got the work. Joey Porter Jr., you get some of this work too, because I'm gonna go for 16 and a lot of yards. You know what I'm saying? So I would have Jamar Chase as slightly, like I said, because I think he is just more complete than Jefferson is. I know I would give Jefferson the edge in the route running ability, but if either of these guys are your number one, you really can't do any wrong with either one being your number one receiver. Hi, Roseman, your one blunder, you took Jalen fucking Rager over Justin Jefferson. You bastard. You bastard. I will never forget that. You guys, quick story time about this. We were in a Discord call and for that draft, and I was like, take Justin Jefferson. You guys, when they took Jalen Rager, Elias, how quiet did my mic get when I heard that name pop up on my
I thought he muted
screen?
himself. I was like, and I had to look. I was like, oh, the video froze. And then he finally moved, and I was like, oh no, he's just in disbelief.
Guys, I was so pissed off. Me and another buddy of mine, him and I were talking about the draft that year because that was a stacked receiver class. That was the speedy. I mean, Henry Ruggs, really quick. As we know, very quick, on and off the field. Shout out Paul Walker. But even Jerry Jeudy was in that class. But I personally that year I did have Justin Jefferson as the number one receiver coming out of college that year. So I was very pissed off when Ty Roseman bottled that. But we do have a Super Bowl. Can't complain there. We ended up with AJ Brown. I know he's being a diva right now, but we did end up with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, so I can't complain there. But yeah, guys, that is I think they do for episode 3. I'll put this out there since now. Next week Elias is gone on Thursday, so I'll figure it out for the Thursday episode. He won't be here, but then that following week I'll be gone for the Thursday episode. But once we get back from both of our trips and the holiday season hits, we do plan to crank out a lot more TikTok reels, TikTok content, and Instagram content as well. And then just stay tuned for the episodes, guys. We have a lot coming. We're trying to build some momentum going into the year, and now with the NBA started, be prepared for some NBA content as well. Other than that, guys, it's been Fourth and Clutch, and we're out.